What is this? Yeah, okay.
All right, I'm hanging up.
Okay. Yeah, this worked.
No, I turned it on. But we have no, I was gonna say something to the coordinators, but we don't have any coordinators.
We have 3, but I didn't let them in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Controlling the pile.
4. Yeah. You want me to start letting them in?
I think you're still muted.
We still have 7 minutes.
There you go.
Okay.
Do you want me to put a spotlight on you?
No.
I guess about 1:58, let them in.
Okay.
James, Daryl Godfrey's in the lobby. You're muted again.
Okay, so.
Yeah, he joined, so his name's there. Oh.
Joe, do you want me to put the spotlight on you? Come on, man.
Rock said 1:57, let everybody in. Daryl, how are you? Marcus, how are you?
Fine,
Doing great.
James. How you doing today?
Doug, how are you?
Doing well.
Very
Doing
good.
well.
Very good, thank you.
Hey, Steve.
Good afternoon, James. How you doing?
Doing okay. David, Richard, Lawrence, how are you doing?
Hey, James, how's it going?
All right. Daryl, I tried to get back to you.
Good afternoon, James.
We will meet, let's get some questions, not on these deals, but some other stuff, okay?
Okay.
I'll reach out to you again. Appreciate you.
Good afternoon.
Andrea, how are you?
Okay, we need to catch up, but
Will do.
we'll,
Hi, everybody.
How are you?
I'm good.
Hi, Kim.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Kim.
Hi. So we have quorum?
I believe we do.
All right. Somebody, I gotta admit someone. I think they took care of it. Okay, so I can start?
Yes, you can start and
All
I'll,
right, James, it's on you.
okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Welcome to the December 13th, 2023 Urban Enterprise Zone Authority Board Meeting. This meeting will be recorded. Please be advised that when the chair opens the public comment portion of the meeting, members of the public will be able to speak and provide comment. You must slowly provide your first and last name and any organization with which you are affiliated. Please keep your comments to the topic of the Urban Enterprise Zone program and/or authority. Additionally, your comments will be restricted to 2 minutes. I would like now to turn the meeting over to our chair, Kimberly Holmes, to call the meeting to order.
Good afternoon, everyone. I logged on promptly at 2 because it's the budget season now. So I was on a meeting for budget prep, and then after this meeting, I gotta go back to a meeting for budget prep. So thank you for indulging me. In accordance with the Open Public Meeting Act, notice of this meeting has been sent to the Bergen Record and the Trentonian at least 48 hours prior to this meeting, and a meeting notice has been posted on the Secretary of State's bulletin board at the Department of State. James, could you please conduct the roll call?
Roll call will be done by calling out each department. When you hear the department you represent, please slowly and clearly say your first and last name. Department of Community Affairs,
Kimberly Holmes.
Department of Labor, the Department of Treasury,
Aaron Binder.
New Jersey Economic Development Authority, New Jersey Redevelopment Authority,
Darrell Godfrey.
public members, Carmen Mendiola, William Johnson, Douglas Schneider,
Present.
I'm doing a quick check.
I believe we have Department of Labor here.
Yes, I'm sorry. Sorry to be late.
That's okay.
As chair, we have a quorum with the Department of Labor.
The idea here is that when people go to a bus stop.
Okay,
they
somebody
can-
has to turn their device on mute. Before you are the minutes from the November 8th, 2023 UEZA board meeting. For review and approval, I kindly request that the board members state their name for the record when making a motion or second. Do I have a motion to approve the November 8th UEZA board meeting minutes in a second?
Darrell Godfrey,
Motion,
engineer
Dr.
already.
Schneider.
I heard Daryl make the motion. Who's second?
Second, Doug Schneider.
Thank you, Doug. It's been properly moved in second. James, can we have a roll call vote? And I just want to note, I believe that we have more board members that just joined us.
Yes. Kim Holmes,
Yes.
Aaron Binder,
Yes.
Daryl Godfrey,
Yes.
Julie Diaz,
Yes.
Ty Cooper, Carmen Mendiola,
Yes.
Doug Schneider,
Yes.
William Johnson.
Yes.
The minutes are approved.
Thank you so much. Moving forward with the agenda, we have the executive director's report to the board, and we have 22 items that fall under new business. James, you have the floor.
First and foremost, I'd like to wish UEZ board members, UEZ staff, and UEZ coordinators a very happy holidays. The Urban Enterprise Zone Authority continues to work with businesses and UEZ coordinators to enhance business opportunities. In the period from January 2023 to November 2023, we've added 720 newly certified businesses. And we want to increase the participation for business where English is not the primary language. We'll be working with DCA and UEZ coordinators to explore the different language options and what type of outreach we can shape that'll be effective. We participated in the Urban Enterprise Zone Mayor's Commission panel at the League of Municipalities. I gave a presentation in a workshop regarding market changes in the UEZ communities. The Honorable Nellie Poe and Acting Commissioner Jacqueline Suarez were featured speakers and participated in the question and answer sessions. There were many league participants, many coordinators who attended, and we look forward to the Mayor's Commission next year in Atlantic City, but also the quarterly meetings that'll start in January. The 5-year master plan continues to be formulated as we advocate for UEZ communities to participate in. 11 communities have been involved in the 5-year plan process and are moving to hire a consultant. Please be advised that we're preparing guidelines that would set the following requirements: that all master plan submissions need to be presented to the board by June 30th, 2024. All plans for approval need to be submitted to the board by December 31st, 2024. It's part of our process to advance the 5-year master plan. The UEZA is also working with DCA regarding marketing materials to enhance viability and the status with the business community and social media networks. We're placing our success stories on our website and exploring other options to make the site more interactive and connecting with the business community. So this is a highlight of activities that occurred during November and December 2023. We will now review our project proposals for consideration by the Board of Commissioners. To have adequate consideration for each resolution, a UEZ board call is enacted. Rasha will be reading the roll call for the UEZ coordinators.
Please state your name to confirm your attendance. If there is no representation, your application request will be tabled until the next meeting. Asprey Bark. Camden.
Here.
East Orange.
East Orange, Antoinette Brevard.
Gloucester City.
Lori Ryan, Gloucester City.
Jersey City.
Florence Barron for Jersey City.
Kearney.
Stephen Marks appearing on behalf of the town of Kearney.
Lakewood.
David Klein, Lakewood.
Long Branch.
Richard Thompson for Long Branch.
New Brunswick.
Dan Dominguez, New Brunswick.
Newark.
Marcus Randolph for Newark.
Passaic.
Ricardo Fernandez for Passaic.
Plainfield. Trenton. Vineland,
Sandy Forest-Siskey, City of Vineland.
Wildwood,
Stephen Boy, City of Wildwood.
That's the list of current coordinators that are in the attendance.
So
Madam Chair.
Asbury Park is up first and they're not here, right?
Presently,
there's no
no,
rep- There's no representative here from Asbury Park? Okay, we'll move that later down. Is Jersey City here?
Yes, I'm
Yes,
here.
they're here.
Okay, so I'll move on to Jersey City.
Camden
And
is
cons-
here.
Okay, and can someone call Asbury Park to find out what's going on?
I called twice today. There's no answer, Ken. I'll call her
Okay.
again.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So there's two matters for Asbury. So we'll move on. Next on the agenda is the approval of Jersey City UEZ administrative budget for fiscal year 23 from July 1, 2022 to June 30th, 2023 in the amount of $784,787. Before we begin, are there any recusals or abstentions?
Madam Chair, Carmen Mendiola, I'm going to recuse myself from this one.
Thank you so much, Carmen. Any other recusals or abstentions? Okay, Florence, you want to walk us through it?
Sure. Thank you very much and good afternoon, Madam Chair and Commissioners. This budget will support Jersey City's efforts to recruit new applicants into the UEZ program, as well as propose and administer new UEZ projects that will revitalize our UEZ retail corridors.
Thank you so much. May I have a motion for the approval of this program proposal for Jersey City and a second?
Motion, Doug Schneider.
Thank you, Doug. May I have a second?
Second, Darrell Godfrey.
Thank you, Darrell. It's been properly moved and second is open for discussion. Do we have any questions, comments, or concerns? James, please conduct a roll call.
Kim Holmes,
Yes?
Aaron Binder,
Yes.
Darrell Godfrey,
Yes.
Julie Diaz,
Yes.
Ty Cooper, Carmen Mendiola is recused, Douglas Schneider,
Yes.
William Johnson.
Yes.
Madam Chair, the motion carries.
Thank you so much. And Florence, we wish you well in the program.
Thank you and happy holidays.
Happy holidays to you.
Thank you.
Next up is the approval of Lakewood UEZ shuttle liaison in the amount of $300,000. Before we begin, are there any recusal or abstentions? Do we have a representative from Lakewood here?
Yeah, David Klein here, Lakewood.
Thank you, David. You want to walk us through it?
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair, and good afternoon to everybody, and happy holidays. So this is regarding the Lakewood UEZ Shuttle Liaison Project. This is a 2-year project. Lakewood UEZ is requesting $300,000 to continue the operation of a Lakewood Shuttle Liaison Project as a means of providing the needed proper management and services required to efficiently effectuate the administration of the Lakewood UEZ Transportation Program. The $300,000 being requested to fund the following program will be used to hire a vendor to manage the shuttle busing service. This in turn will assist UEZ certified businesses seeking to establish or expand their companies, redevelop, or otherwise improve their retail, commercial, professional services, or industrial businesses by increased patronage to their businesses. This program will further the goals and objectives of the Lakewood UEZ program. The increased shopping traffic to the UEZ businesses will enable them to hire more employees, promoting private sector jobs, and will, as a natural consequence, improve the economic climate of the Lakewood UEZ. And I'm happy to take any questions if there are any.
Thank you so much, David. May I have a motion for the approval of this program proposal for Lakewood and a second from the board?
Motion,
Motion, Doug Schneider.
Okay, I heard the motion from Doug and I had the second from Aaron. It's been properly moved in second. It's open for discussion. Do we have any questions, comments, or concerns? Hearing none, I ask James to conduct a roll call vote, please.
Kim Holmes,
Yes?
Aaron Binder,
Yes.
Daryl Godfrey,
Yes.
Julie Diaz,
Yes.
Ty Cooper, Carmen Mendiola,
Yes.
Douglas Schneider,
Yes.
William Johnson.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you so much. Next up is the approval of Lakewood UEZ Success Project in the amount of $50,000. Before we begin, are there any acute recusals or abstentions? Wait, I see someone has their hand raised. Julie Murray?
I am so sorry, Commissioner. I did not mean to interrupt. I am homesick today and I was trying to participate on the telephone, but you couldn't hear me. I just want to say that, and I emailed Rashawn and she said I could, Rasha, and she said I could participate on the phone, but then I realized you don't have the phone, you have everybody muted because you don't want the public disturbing the meeting while their portion is not in play. So I was on the meeting, I was here on time, but I was not able to talk. And now I am because I figured everything out from home.
Okay, thank you so much. And just so we know, James, please, Ty Cooper is out. She won't be at the meeting today.
Okay.
Okay, so now we have the approval of Lakewood UEZ Success Project in the amount of $50,000. Again, before we begin, are there any recusals or abstentions? David, you want to walk us through it?
Yeah, thank you again, Madam Chair. This is regarding the Lakewood UEZ Success Project. So this project, Lakewood UEZ is requesting $50,000 to create a program to highlight the successes of the Lakewood UEZ to engage professionals to produce media in the form of video, digital, print, and other forms of media to achieve the desired result of promoting the Lakewood UEZ. The $50,000 being requested to fund this program will be used to hire a vendor to produce the electronic and print media for this project. This in turn will assist UEZ certified businesses seeking to establish or expand their companies, redevelop and otherwise improve their retail, commercial, professional services, or industrial businesses by increased patronage to their businesses. This program will further the goals of the and objectives of the Lakewood UEZ with the Lakewood UEZ area to join the program, and this will increase our participation business base. Additionally, promoting our UEZ success stories will have the effect of increased traffic to our UEZ businesses and will enable them to hire more employees, promoting private sector jobs, and will, as a natural consequence, improve the economic climate of the Lakewood UEZ.
Thank you so much, David. May I have a motion for the approval of this program proposal for Lakewood and a second?
Motion, Julie Diaz.
Thank you, Julie. May I have a second?
Second, Aaron Binder.
Thank you, Aaron. It's been properly moved in second. It's open for discussion. Do we have any questions or comments or concerns? Hearing none, James, please conduct the roll call vote.
Kim Holmes,
Yes?
Aaron Binder,
Yes.
Daryl Godfrey,
Yes.
Julie Diaz,
Yes.
Carmen Mendiola,
Yes.
Douglas Schneider,
Yes.
William Johnson.
Yes.
The motion carries.
Thank you so much. Next up is the approval of Lakewood UEZ Emergency Mobile Command Post Volunteer Service in the amount of $150,000. Before we begin, do we have any recusals or abstentions? David, you want to walk us through this one?
Yes, thank you again, once again, Madam Chair, and I'm hoping to go for the hat trick over here. So Lakewood, this is regarding the Lakewood UEZ Emergency Mobile Command Post Volunteer Services. And this is Lakewood's Office of Emergency Management Services, or that's AKA OEM, coordinates with volunteer organizations to respond to public emergencies. And these volunteer organizations need to be properly equipped to effectively respond in coordination with OEM to a major event or disaster. During a crisis or large event, volunteer emergency agencies operating in the Lakewood UEZ area perform a vital role in keeping an area safe and secure. To properly respond to and be fully effective at a site, it is necessary to have a fully outfitted Central Command mobile unit as a base of operations. The $150,000 being requested to fund the following program will be used to purchase an emergency mobile command center. This vehicle will allow Lakewood UEZ Volunteer Emergency Services to respond and manage crisis and disaster situations in the UEZ area. Providing for these essential safety services will maintain the safe environment required to assist UEZ certified businesses seeking to establish or expand their companies, redevelop, or otherwise improve their retail, commercial, professional services, or industrial businesses by increased patronage to their businesses. This program will further the goals and objectives of the Lakewood UEZ program. Providing a safe commercial environment for UEZ businesses will enable them to hire more employees, promoting private sector jobs, and will, as a natural consequence, improve the economic climate of the Lakewood UEZ.
Thank you, David.
Thank you.
May I have a motion for the approval of this project proposal for Lakewood and a second?
I'll motion it, Carmen
Motion.
Mendiola.
Thank you, Carmen. May I have a second? I think I heard someone say motion. Who was that?
Second, Doug Schneider.
Thank you, Doug. It's been properly moved in second. It's open for discussion. Do we have any questions, comments, or concerns? Hearing none, James, please conduct the roll call vote.
Kim Holmes,
Yes?
Aaron Binder,
Yes.
Daryl Godfrey,
Yes.
Julie Diaz,
Yes.
Carmen Mendiola,
Yes.
Douglas Schneider,
Yes.
William Johnson.
Yes.
The motion carries.
Thank you so much, and we wish you much success, David.
Thank you so much to everyone as well. I appreciate it. And that's a goal.
Thank you. Next up on our agenda is the approval of Long Branch UEZ Administrative Budget for fiscal year 24 from July 1, 2023 to June 30th, 2024 in the amount of $84,000. Before we begin, are there any recusals or abstentions?
Madam Chair, Will Johnson, I'll have to recuse myself, please.
Okay, no problem, Will. Do we have a representative Long Branch?
Yes.
Richard,
Yes.
you want to walk us through it?
Sure. Good afternoon to the UEZ Authority Board members, UEZ staff, and zone coordinators. My name is Richard Thompson. I represent the City of Long Branch as the Assistant Director of the Office of Community and Economic Development, as well as the Zone Coordinator for Long Branch. The project from the City of Long Branch is an administrative budget totaling $84,000. The administrative budget aims to provide the funds necessary to keep the Long Branch UEZ up and running and continue economic development in the City of Long Branch. The budget is divided into two separate categories: personnel totaling $29,000 and salary for the coordinator, who will be responsible for the day-to-day operations of the Long Branch UEZ, as well as a UEZ secretary who will assist in the business certification process for the zone. The second category of the budget is operating costs, which allocates funds for training and travel, office supplies, equipment purchase, and the purchase of a vehicle dedicated to use by the Long Branch UEZ for UEZ staff for UEZ related travel. I'd like to thank the UEZ staff for their assistance in the preparation of the budget, and I would be happy to address any questions that the authority members may have. Thank you for your consideration.
Thank you, Richard. May I have a motion for the approval of this request for Long Branch and a second by the board?
I'll motion it, Carmen.
Thank you, Carmen. May I have a second?
Second, Doug Schneider.
Thank you, Doug. It's been properly moved in second. It's open for discussion. Do we have any questions, comments, or concerns? Hearing none, James, please conduct the roll call vote.
Kim Holmes,
Yes?
Aaron Binder,
Yes.
Daryl Godfrey,
Yes.
Julie Diaz,
Yes.
Carmen Mendiola,
Yes.
Douglas Schneider.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. We wish you continued success, Richard.
Thank you very much.
Next on our agenda is the approval of New Brunswick UEZ Administrative Budget for fiscal year 2024 from July 1, 2023 to June 30th, 2024 in the amount of $150,000. Before we begin, are there any recusals or abstentions? Do we have a representative from New Brunswick?
I will recuse myself, Madam Chair, for New Brunswick, Doug Schneider.
Thank you, Doug. Do we have any,
Thank you.
you got it. Do we have any, a representative? Is Maria Coley here? Nobody's on from New
Dan.
Brunswick?
Hi, sorry, I hit the wrong button and I got kicked out of the meeting. I'm sorry. This is Dan Dominguez, Planning Director, Director of Economic Development for the City of New Brunswick. Hope you all can hear me. Can you confirm that you can hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Dan. You want to walk us through it?
Thank you. Yeah, so this is for our fiscal 24 administrative budget so that we can support the staff members in my office that are working on the urban enterprise zone for the city so that we can expand the amount of businesses that we have in our UEZ and participating in the UEZ, and so that we can develop and manage projects throughout fiscal 24 and into the future.
Thank you so much. May I have a motion for the approval of this request proposal for New Brunswick and a second from the board?
Motion, Daryl Godfrey.
Thank you, Darryl. May I have a second?
Second, Aaron Binder.
Thank you, Aaron. It's been properly moved in second. It's open for discussion. Do we have any questions, comments, or concerns? Hearing none, James, please conduct the roll call vote.
Kim Holmes,
Yes?
Aaron Binder,
Yes.
Daryl Godfrey,
Yes.
Julie Diaz,
Yes.
Carmen Mendiola,
Yes.
Douglas Schneider. Oh, no, you're abstaining.
I'm recused.
William
Thank
Johnson.
you.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you so much, Dan. We wish you in New Brunswick continued success.
Thank you all very much. Have a good one. Take care.
Okay. Next up is the approval of Newark UEZ Small Business Revolving Loan Fund in the amount of $400,000. Before we begin, are there any recusals or abstentions? Hearing none, do we have a representative from Newark?
Yes, Marcus Randolph.
Thank you, Marcus. You want to walk us through it?
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. Good afternoon, all, and happy holidays. My name is Marcus Randolph. I'm the President and CEO of Invest Newark, the Zone Coordinator for the City of Newark. Newark UEZ is requesting $400,000 for the Newark UEZ Small Business Revolving Loan Fund to assist UEZ certified businesses seeking to establish or expand their companies, redevelop, or otherwise improve their retail, commercial, professional services, and industrial businesses. The revolving loan fund will be used to assist UEZ certified businesses seeking to establish or expand their companies, redevelop, or otherwise improve their retail, commercial, professional services, or industrial businesses. Funds may also be used for working capital, purchase of inventory, supplies, and machinery, purposes that further the goals and objectives of the Newark UEZ program. Liens will be attached for property and equipment. The Newark UEZ Small Business Revolving Loan Fund support for businesses will enable UEZ businesses to hire more employees, promoting private sector jobs, and will, as a consequence, improve the economic climate of the Newark UEZ. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Marcus. May I have a motion for the approval of this program proposal for Newark and a second from the board?
Motion, Carmen Mendiola.
Thank you,
Second.
Carmen. May I have a second?
Second,
Thank you, Julie.
Diaz.
Thank you, Julie. It's been properly moved in second. It's open for discussion. Do we have any questions, comments, or concerns?
Hey, well, I'm sorry, this is Daryl. I should have recused myself. I had to recuse myself for this.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you. Do we have any questions, comments, or concerns? Hearing none, I'll ask James to conduct a roll call vote.
Kim Holmes,
Yes?
Aaron Binder,
Yes.
Julie Diaz,
Yes.
Carmen Mendiola,
Yes.
Douglas Schneider,
Yes.
William Johnson.
Yes.
The motion carries.
Thank you so much, Marcus. We wish you in the city of Newark well in your program.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next up is the approval of Passaic UEZ administrative budget for fiscal year 24 from July 1, 2023 to June 30th, 2024 in the amount of $287,079. Before we begin, are there any recusals or abstentions? Do we have a representative from Passaic?
Yes, how are you? I want to thank the UEZ members for giving me the opportunity. I am Ricardo Fernandez. I'm the Executive Director of the Passaic Enterprise Zone Development Corporation. And we are here hoping that we can get approval to continue the work that we've been doing in the Passaic UEZ, continuing to support our local businesses, keep them growing and supporting them.
Wait a minute, Ricardo. You didn't let me say my part. I like to say my
Oh,
part.
I
I
went too
like to
fast.
say
I
my
got so
part,
excited.
Ricardo. Do you want to
Everything.
walk us through it, Ricardo? Do you want to
Yes,
walk us through it?
I'm
Please
I
walk
got
us through it, Ricardo. Let me do my part, please.
I
Walk
got
us
too
through it.
excited.
Walk
I
us
got
through
too
it, sir.
You know, since it is budget season, the council, I have the council president waiting for me on another
I
Zoom
do
call. So I just took
understand.
off
I
running.
do understand.
Thank you
Go
so
ahead,
much.
sir.
Again, I'm Ricardo Fernandez of Passaic UEZ, and we want to continue supporting our local businesses as we've done for so many years. Our budget's broken down into salary and wages, professional services, and miscellaneous charges for office work. We're very excited about the work that we've been doing now with the support of the UEZ, State UEZ back in action. We're getting many, many more businesses involved and interested in signing up for the UEZ, and this obviously helps us to continue that work. And I'm open to any questions that anybody may have.
Thank you so much, Ricardo. Do we have a motion from the board for the approval of this program proposal for Passaic and a second?
Motion, Darrell Godfrey.
Thank you, Darrell.
Second,
May I have a
Carmen.
second? Thank you, Carmen. It's been properly moved in second. It's open for discussion. Do we have any questions, comments, or concerns? Hearing none, James, please conduct a roll call vote.
Kim Holmes,
Yes?
Aaron Binder,
Yes.
Darrell Godfrey,
Yes.
Julie Diaz,
Yes.
Carmen Mendiola,
Yes.
Douglas Schneider,
Yes.
William Johnson.
Yes.
The motion carries.
Thank you, Ricardo, and we wish you continued success.
Thank you. Thank everyone. Happy holidays to everyone. I'll talk to everybody soon. Bye-bye.
Okay. I want to circle back. Do we have Asbury Park here?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So as on our agenda is the approval of Asbury Park UEZ Employee Retention Stipend Project in the amount of $200,000. Before we begin, are there any recusals or abstentions? Okay, Julianne, you want to walk us through it?
Yes, we have to support the businesses, the UEZ businesses in the city, some of whom are employers of very many residents, city and zone residents, to shut down, to retool and improve their equipment and make their equipment more energy efficient. And there's also occasion when there are natural disaster or emergencies where employers have to shut down to deal with any sort of flooding or things. And these sorts of business-related business interruptions often are not addressed properly by the unemployment system because these employees can't get the unemployment insurance quickly enough. And so if they agree not to file for unemployment, then we would be helping the employer with a stipend that we could pay the employee while the business is shut down and retooling.
Thank you so much, Julie. Do we have a motion from the board for approval of this program proposal for Asbury Park in a second?
I'll motion, Carmen.
Thank you, Carmen. May I have a second?
Second, Doug Schneider.
Thank you, Doug. It's been properly moved in second. It's open for discussion. Do we have any questions, comments, or concerns? Hearing none, James, please conduct the roll call vote.
Kim Holmes,
Yes?
Aaron Binder,
Yes.
Darrell Godfrey,
Yes.
Julie Diaz,
Yes.
Carmen Mendiola,
Yes.
Douglas Schneider,
Yes.
William Johnson.
Yes.
The motion carries.
Thank you so much. Next is the approval of the Asbury Park UEZ administrative budget for fiscal year 24 from July 1, 2023 to June 30th, 2024, in the amount of $105,772. Before we begin, are there any recusals or abstentions? Julianne, you want to walk us through it?
Yes, this, as stated, is for our administrative budget, which is primarily salaries. And the Asbury UEZ is doing very well. We have signed up many I think like 35, relatively speaking, for the size of our zone. That's a good number of new businesses in the last 6 months. And our Made in Asbury Park campaign, which you just approved last meeting, is going off like gangbusters. And we have great slogans like UEZ, as easy as ABC, and 1, 2, 3. And we're going to get all the businesses that we haven't captured already to join as a result of this program. And this is just the funds to support the continuing work that we're doing here in Asbury to revive the economy.
Thank you, Julianne. May I have a motion for the approval of this program proposal for Asbury Park and a second from the board?
Motion, Carmen.
Thank you, Carmen. May I have a second?
Second, Doug Schneider.
Thank you, Doug. It's been properly moved in second. It's open for discussion. Do we have any questions, comments, or concerns? Hearing none, James, please conduct a roll call vote.
Kim Holmes,
Yes?
Aaron Binder,
Yes.
Daryl Godfrey,
Yes.
Julie Diaz,
Yes.
Carmen Mendiola,
Yes.
Douglas Schneider,
Yes.
William Johnson.
Yes.
The motion carries.
Thank you, Julianne. We wish you continued success.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm sorry I was late.
That's okay.
Okay.
Before we go to the next item on the agenda, do we have a representative from Plainfield present?
Yes, we do. Good afternoon. This is Jeanette Aparicio.
Thank you. So next up on the agenda is the approval of Plainfield UEZ sign and facade program phase 5 and the amount of $500,000. Before we begin, are there any recusals or abstentions? Thank you, Jeanette. You want to walk us through it?
Sure. Thank you, Madam Chair. The Sign and Facade program has been and continues to be an extraordinary aid to beautify the exterior of Plainfield UEZ businesses. And as a result of this contribution, the City of Plainfield economic development and growth has increased. The previous phases in this wonderful program have generated over 100 eligible applicants to the program, contributing over $1 million in private investment. The Sign and Facade program offers a 75% reimbursement reward up to $25,000 per business, where one of the requirements is to participate in this program is UEZ certification, and the second one, the previous approval from the UEZ coordinator. And it is therefore that the City of Plainfield is respectfully requesting $500,000 from the UEZ authority, as there has been an increased interest in this wonderful Sign and Facade program, especially to businesses and developers within and throughout the anticipated downtown pedestrian mall development.
Thank you, Jeanette. May I have a motion for the approval of this program proposal for Plainfield and a second?
Motion, Daryl Godfrey.
Thank you, Daryl. May I have a second?
Second, Julie Diaz.
Thank you, Julie. It's been properly moved in second. It's open for discussion. Do we have any questions, comments, or concerns? Hearing none, James, please conduct a roll call vote.
Kim Holmes,
Yes?
Aaron Binder,
Yes.
Daryl Godfrey,
Yes.
Julie Diaz,
Yes.
Carmen Mendiola,
Yes.
Douglas Schneider,
Yes.
William Johnson.
Yes.
The motion carries.
Thank you, Jeanette. We wish you well. You did a great job. Okay.
Thank you.
Next up on our agenda is the approval of Trenton UEZ administrative budget for fiscal year 24 from July 1, 2023 to June 30th, 2024, and the amount of $218,626. Before we begin, are there any recusals or abstentions? Do we have a representative from Trenton?
Yes, Madam Chair, Eric Maywar.
Thank you, Eric. You want to walk us through it?
Sure. This is to cover administrative budget for operations in the Trenton UEZ. It covers 3 staff members, advertising budget to advertise the UEZ to potential UEZ business, and then other miscellaneous things like travel, training, and postage.
Thank you, Eric. May I have a motion for the approval of this program proposal for Trenton and a second?
Motion, Carmen.
Thank you, Carmen. May I have a second?
Second, Doug Schneider.
Thank you, Doug. It's been properly moved in second. It's open for discussion. Do we have any questions, comments, or concerns? Hearing none, James, please conduct the roll call vote.
Kim Holmes,
Yes?
Aaron Binder,
Yes.
Daryl Godfrey,
Yes.
Julie Diaz,
Yes.
Carmen Mendiola,
Yes.
Douglas Schneider,
Yes.
William Johnson.
Yes.
The motion carries.
Thank you. Next up on our agenda is the approval of Trenton UEZ Marketing Fund in the amount of $300,000. Before we begin, are there any recusals or abstentions? Hearing none, Eric, you want to walk us through it?
Sure. This would be creating a pool of money that could be used to fund marketing for the UEZ businesses. It could be used by two different types of parties. One is the UEZ staff itself, but the second is to provide matching monies for third-party groups who we can enlist their assistance in advertising for UEZ businesses, things like the Downtown Association or the Latino Merchants Association. Hopefully that they will take on new projects that will both double the number of people working for UEZ businesses and provide UEZ businesses with the exposure to sustain and grow their business.
Thank you, Eric. May I have a motion for the approval of this program proposal for Trenton and a second from the board?
Motion,
Doug Schneider,
Carmen.
motion.
Okay, I heard Doug make the motion. I heard Carmen second. It's been properly moved in second. It's open for discussion. Do we have any questions, comments, or concerns? Hearing none, James, please conduct the roll call vote.
Kim Holmes,
Yes?
Aaron Binder,
Yes.
Daryl Godfrey,
Yes.
Julie Diaz,
Yes.
Carmen Mendiola,
Yes.
Douglas Schneider,
Yes.
William Johnson.
Yes.
The motion carries.
Thank you all.
Thank you. We wish you well, Eric and Trenton. Next up is the approval of Violent UEZ redevelopment and land marquee to movie studio in the amount of $900,000. Before we begin, are there any recusals or abstentions? Do we have a representative from Vineland?
Yes, Madam Chair, Sandy Forsiski.
Hi, Sandy. You want to walk us through it?
Sure. So Violent is seeking $900,000 for a $1.6 million project. We currently have a Landis Marketplace that is vacant in our Main Street district. It's approximately 48,000 square feet. And we have a studio from New York that wishes to locate there. They'll sign a 20-year lease, but they want to install what's called a volumetric movie studio. It's a gigantic green screen, what it is, but the ceiling needs to be 26 feet high and it has to be 60 feet in diameter, and it would be 270 degrees round. So basically you can shoot any movie, any scene in the world. We've already had Steve Gorlick from the New Jersey Motion Picture and TV Commission down, and Miles Pressey. We're working with him in the Business Action Center. And we all determined that an addition would be necessary to really make it right. They've already shot one movie in the downtown for 3 weeks, and I can tell you all the downtown restaurants and businesses want them back as soon as possible. They've already brought down 2 other movies. So we really think this is going to change our downtown. It will be 15 to 20 permanent jobs in the studio, 100 to 200 production jobs every time they're shooting a movie, and we hope to have movies constantly going on in the downtown.
Thank you, Sandy. May I have a motion for the approval of this program proposal for Violent and a second from the board?
Motion, Julie Diaz.
Thank you, Julie. May I have a second?
Carmen, I'll second.
Thank you, Carmen. It's been properly moved in second. It's open for discussion. Do we have any questions, comments, or concerns? Hearing none, James, please conduct the roll call vote.
Kim Holmes,
Yes?
Aaron Binder,
Yes.
Daryl Godfrey,
Yes.
Julie Diaz,
Yes.
Carmen Mendiola,
Yes.
Douglas Schneider,
Yes.
William Johnson.
Yes.
The motion carries.
Thank you, Sandy. We wish you well. You and Violent.
Thank you so much. Happy holidays.
Thank you. Next up is the approval to Wildwood UEZ Boardwalk Rehabilitation Phase 3 project in the amount of $575,000. Before we begin, are there any recusals or abstentions? Hearing none, Steve, you want to walk us through it?
Sure, thank you. The city of Wildwood is requesting $575,000 for the Phase 3 rehabilitation of the Wildwood Boardwalk. This is a $7.6 million project, so the UEZ request winds up being about 7.5%. The project itself is repairs to the substructure of the Wildwood Boardwalk, new decking, new railings, new light fixtures, new benches, new trash cans. The UEZ map on this project is pretty simple. The Wildwood Boardwalk is the main UEZ corridor in the Wildwoods. It's home to dozens of businesses, providing access and patronage to those UEZ businesses increases customers, which requires more UEZ jobs, more jobs in the UEZ zone. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you, Steve. May I have a motion for the approval of this program proposal for Wildwood in a second?
Motion, Carmen.
Thank you, Carmen. May I have a second?
Second, Julie Diaz.
Thank you. It's been properly moved in second. Thank you, Julie. It's open for discussion. Do we have any questions, comments, or concerns? Hearing none, James, please conduct the roll call vote.
Kim Holmes,
Yes?
Aaron Binder,
Yes.
Daryl Godfrey,
Yes.
Julie Diaz,
Yes.
Carmen Mendiola,
Yes.
Douglas Schneider,
Yes.
William Johnson.
Yes.
The motion carries.
Thank you, Steve. We wish you and Wildwood the best.
Thank you.
Next up is the approval to authorize Camden's UEZ request for proposal for the undertaking of a five-year plan not to exceed $110,000. Before we begin, are there any recusals or abstentions? Joe, you want to walk us through it?
Yes, ma'am. Once again, thank you all and greetings from the great city of Camden. It's always a pleasure to be amongst you, Madam Chair, Executive Director, Deputy Executive Director, staff, and friends. And I say this is always outstanding to be among family because that's what we are. I just want to give a few acknowledgments to my coach and my mentor, David Klein, for walking me through this process and helping me with this down there in Lakewood. Also want to give a shout out to the staff there at the UEZ board with Ms. Warner and them for the last day. I was able to reconnect with 10 members and begin the process to reunite them back into the UEZ. And it's just a pleasant experience to be able to deal with them and to have them work with me on that. Given that, I just want to ask, in order to be in compliance with the legislation and the rules and regulations that's been written before me, we're requesting $110,000 so we can go out for a 5-year plan, so we can make sure that the things we are doing are falling in consistence with the UEZ regulations moving forward. And we would appreciate your consideration on this endeavor.
Thank you so much, Joe. May I have a motion for the approval of this program proposal for Camden and a second from the board?
Motion, Daryl Godfrey.
Thank you, Daryl. May I have a second?
Second, Carmen.
Thank you, Carmen. It's been properly moved in second. It's open for discussion. Do we have any questions, comments, or concerns? Hearing none, James, please conduct the roll call vote.
Kim Holmes,
Yes?
Aaron Binder,
Yes.
Daryl Godfrey,
Yes.
Julie Diaz,
Yeah, somebody's dropping this off. I don't know if it's time to put on. They're here now? Yeah.
Someone has to put their phone on mute. Julie, do we have a vote for you?
Yes.
Thank you.
Carmen Mendiola,
Yes.
Douglas Schneider,
Yes.
William Johnson.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you, Joe. We wish you and Camden continued success. Next up is the approval to authorize East Orange to proceed with the development of a request for proposal for a 5-year plan. Before we begin, are there any recusals or abstentions? Do we have a representative from East Orange?
Yes, this is Antoinette Brevard.
Antoinette, you want to walk us through it?
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. We appreciate the opportunity to seek approval for East Orange to proceed with the development of a request for the proposal to stay in compliance with the legislation.
Thank you. May I have a motion for the approval of this program proposal for East Orange and a second from the board?
Motion, Daryl Godfrey.
Thank you, Daryl. May I have a second?
Second, Julie Diaz.
Thank you, Julie. It's been properly moved in second. It's open for discussion. Do we have any questions, comments, or concerns? Hearing none, James, please conduct the roll call vote.
Kim Holmes,
Yes?
Aaron Binder,
Yes.
Daryl Godfrey,
Yes.
Julie Diaz,
Yes.
Ty Cooper. I'm
Tie
sorry.
is out.
Ty is out. Carmen Mendiola,
Yes.
Douglas Schneider,
Yes.
William Johnson.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Next up is the approval to authorize East Orange UEZ request for proposal, RFP, for the undertaking of a 5-year plan not to exceed $125,000. Before we begin, are there any recusals or abstentions? Antoinette, you want to walk us through it?
Yes, thanks again for the opportunity. We'd like approval to begin the process of seeking the RFP for the plan, not to exceed the $125,000.
Thank you so much. May I have a motion for the approval of this program proposal for East Orange and a second from the board?
Motion, Daryl Godfrey.
Thank you, Daryl. May I have a second?
Second, Julie Diaz.
Thank you, Julie. It's been properly moved in second. It's open for discussion. Do we have any questions, comments, or concerns? Hearing none, James, please conduct the roll call vote.
Kim Holmes,
Yes?
Aaron Binder,
Yes.
Daryl Godfrey,
Yes.
Julie Diaz,
Yes.
Carmen Mendiola,
Yes.
Douglas Schneider,
Yes.
William Johnson.
Yes.
The motion carries.
Thank you, Antoinette. We wish you and East Orange continued success. Next up is the approval to authorize Gloucester City to proceed with the development of a request for proposal for a 5-year plan. Before we begin, are there any recusals or abstentions? Laura, you want to walk us through it?
Sure. Welcome. Welcome to Gloucester City. We have an RFP that we would like to put out to advertise for our 5-year plan, to create and develop the 5-year plan, and then further not to exceed the value of the 5-year plan of $25,000. So this will provide an outline for what we're going to do in accordance with the regulations. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. May I have a motion for the approval of this program proposal for Gloucester City and a second from the board?
Motion, Aaron Binder.
Thank you, Aaron. May I have a second?
Second, Julie Diaz.
Thank you. It's been properly moved in second by, motion by Aaron, second by Julie. It's open for discussion. Do we have any questions, comments, or concerns? Hearing none, James, please conduct the roll call vote.
Kim Holmes,
Yes?
Aaron Binder,
Yes.
Daryl Godfrey,
Yes.
Julie Diaz,
Yes.
Carmen Mendiola,
Yes.
Douglas Schneider,
Yes.
William Johnson.
Yes.
The motion carries.
Thank you. Next up is the approval to authorize Gloucester City's UEZ request for proposal, RFP, for the undertaking of the 5-year plan not to exceed $25,000. Before we begin, are there any recusals or abstentions? Hearing none, Laura, you want to walk us through this one?
Sure. Once we receive the RFPs and process them appropriately, we will begin to formulate, create, and develop our 5-year plan. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lori. May I have a motion for the approval of this program proposal for Gloucester City and a second from the board?
Motion, Carmen.
Thank you, Carmen. May I have a second?
Second, Julie Diaz.
Thank you, Julie. It's been properly moved in second. It's open for discussion. Do we have any questions, comments, or concerns? Hearing none, James, please conduct the roll call vote.
Kim Holmes,
Yes?
Aaron Binder,
Yes.
Daryl Godfrey,
Yes.
Julie Diaz,
Yes.
Carmen Mendiola,
Yes.
Douglas Schneider,
Yes.
William Johnson.
Yes.
The motion carries.
Thank you, Lori, and we wish you, Lori, and Gloucester City the best.
Thank you for your consideration.
You got it. Next up is the approval to authorize Carney to proceed with the development of a request for proposal for a 5-year plan. Before we begin, are there any recusals or abstentions? Stephen, you want to walk us through it?
So good afternoon, Chairwoman Holmes, UEZ Commissioners, UEZ staff, and fellow UEZ coordinators. My name is Stephen Marks on behalf of the Town of Kearney. The Town of Kearney requests authorization to advertise a request for proposals to hire qualified professionals to develop our 5-year plan.
Thank you so much. May I have a motion for the approval of this program proposal for Kearney and a second from the board?
Motion, Doug Schneider.
Thank you, Doug. May I have a second?
Second, Julie Diaz.
Thank you, Julie. It's been properly moved and second. It's open for discussion. Do we have any questions, comments, or concerns? Hearing none, James, please conduct a roll call vote.
Kim Holmes,
Yes?
Aaron Binder,
Yes.
Daryl Godfrey,
Yes.
Julie Diaz,
Yes.
Carmen Mendiola,
Yes.
Douglas Snyder,
Yes.
William Johnson.
Yes.
The motion carries.
Thank you. Next up is the approval to authorize Kearney's UEZ request for proposal RFP for the undertaking of a 5-year plan not to exceed $125,000. Before we begin, are there any recusals or abstentions? Stephen, you want to walk us through this one?
Yes, Madam Chair, this would be to award a contract not to exceed $125,000 to the successful qualified professional consultants who submit a proposal to prepare the 5-year plan.
Thank you so much. May I have a motion for the approval of this program proposal for Kearney and a second?
Motion, Aaron Binder.
Thank you, Aaron. May I have a second?
Second, Julie Diaz.
Thank you, Julie. It's been properly moved and second. It's open for discussion. Do we have any questions, comments, or concerns? Hearing none, James, please conduct a roll call vote.
Kim Holmes,
Yes?
Aaron Binder,
Yes.
Daryl Godfrey,
Yes.
Julie Diaz,
Yes.
Carmen Mendiola,
Yes.
Douglas Snyder,
Yes.
William Johnson.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you, Stephen. We wish you and Kearney the best.
Thank you so much. Happy holidays, everybody.
You too. This concludes the action items. So moving forward, we have old business. Are there any items to discuss? We look forward to receiving public comments at this time. Members of the public, please note that you can press *6 to mute and unmute yourself. As a reminder, please keep your comments limited to the jurisdiction of this entity and limited to 2 minutes. Do we have any comments from the public? Hearing none, I just want to wish everyone a happy holiday. Be safe, be well, and we look forward to seeing you in the new year. May I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion, Daryl Godfrey.
Thank you, Darryl. May I have a second?
Second, Carmen.
Thank you. It's been properly moved in second. James, you want to conduct a roll call vote?
Kim Holmes,
Yes?
Aaron Binder,
Yes.
Daryl Godfrey,
Yes.
Julie Diaz,
Yes.
Carmen Mendiola,
Yes.
Douglas Snyder,
Yes.
William Johnson.
Yes.
The motion carries.
This concludes our meeting. Everyone have a joyous holiday. Take care, everybody.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays,
Bye-bye.
everybody.
Bye-bye.
Happy
Bye-bye.
holidays, everyone.
Happy
Happy
holidays.
holiday.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.